So, welcome everybody. This is a very exciting opportunity that we have here to have Liz.andersen, our reverse mortgage expert from American Pacific Reverse Mortgage Group. And she's going to share with us today as much as we possibly can get in the short amount of time in regards to how to best use reverse mortgage, all the attributes that you might be interested in finding out in this season. And then I'm going to let her elaborate from there. And if you have questions in the long run, put them in the forum, and then we will respond to you and get you her contact information. So, welcome everybody. This is Liz.andersen, American Pacific Reverse Mortgage Group. You're up, Liz.
Hi, friend. Hi, Stephen. How
How's
are
it
you
going?
guys?
Good
Good.
to see you. Awesome.
Good to see you guys. Good to see you virtually.
Yeah.
Yes. We've been doing a lot of virtual.
So sure, let's talk a little bit about reverse mortgage. It's an interesting time that we are all experiencing right now. And I will say that right now is probably the best time to look at a reverse mortgage based on our current environment. The calls that I'm getting are people who honestly are the ones that are hardest hit with this pandemic. You know, they're that age group of 60 and older. So not only are they in fear of their health, but also in fear of their financial security right now. So a lot of the calls that I'm streaming are, I've lost a job, I've lost money in the stock market. Like, what can I do to put in place a reverse mortgage now where I need to replace some funds or just know that I have a safety net right now available for myself. So this is the time to look at the option as at a reverse mortgage.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's your ideal? So if you had an ideal candidate, what would 3 things be that would make that person ideal?
Okay. So first, age appropriate. So we do have programs right now that can go down to 60, which is somewhat a little bit new in our industry, maybe about a year and a half old. So we have that 60 and old client or 62 years and older, which is the traditional reverse mortgage HECM, which fits into most of people's box, let's say.
So what's a HECM? Real quick, as you're going, what is a HECM? Explain that.
Thank you. So it's another term used in our world for reverse mortgage, and it stands for home equity conversion mortgage. Reverse
Awesome.
mortgage. Okay.
Got it.
So first, they must be age appropriate. Secondly, they must have equity in their home. So when I say equity, we're not talking 10, 20%. We're talking quite a bit of equity. So at age 62, you're looking at about having 60% equity.
Okay.
The older they are, the less equity they have to have because it's age driven.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the second thing.
Good to know.
And then the third thing is we want that home to be in pretty good condition, not Taj Mahal, but we need to pass an FHA appraisal.
Yeah.
So we want it to not have any safety and hazard issues in the home, or else there's things that we can do to get those things taken care of.
Yes.
But those are the best things that you can look at in regards to somebody looking at a reverse mortgage.
Okay.
And then what would be some amazing ideas that can be leveraged right now using reverse mortgage? So that's what the market is kind of looking for right now. What if I'm a homeowner, what would that do for me? How can I leverage that?
So the first thing that it does is eliminate a principal and interest payment. So right there in itself, you're saving yourself whatever that principal and interest payment, whether it be $1,200, whether it be $2,300, you're eliminating that with the reverse mortgage.
Got it.
Here's what I really feel that you could take away from right now, and I'm going to share this as an example to use this in a time of need or to put it in place before we get to the point where we're at now. I'll share with you my dad's story.
Yes.
Back in 2008, when the financial markets crashed, and we were in a hot mess, and we all saw where that took us. My dad was a business owner. He owned a restaurant for over 30 years. And at that point in time, the economy was so bad. He was working the bar. My mom was working the kitchen and waiting tables.
Wow.
They couldn't really afford to pay a lot of their employees. But my dad owned his home free and clear at the time. He took out a reverse mortgage as a homeowner for his business because we all know that small businesses are suffering right now.
Yes.
he utilized those funds to get him have him weather the storm of that market, which is kind of where we're at right now, where businesses don't know where to go. Yes, I know that there are some, government options out there, some small business loans available.
Yes.
But what a better way to utilize the equity in your home than to save your business right now.
Absolutely.
Is just have some funds there available, whether it's to pay employees that are working there just to do the, to-goes or curbside pickups or whatever. But not only that, how are you going to pay your own mortgage if you're a business owner?
Yes.
So my dad was the one that very much scrutinized reverse mortgage until he got in that situation that, you know what, how am I going to keep my business going? I've had this for 25 years. I worked so hard for this to retire at some point in time, and for him to think about that thought of it going all away.
Wow.
He utilized it, and boy, did he thanked me later. He never talked another negative thing about that reverse mortgage because it really did save his business. So that's a really good use of it right now, is somebody that owns a business that perhaps has equity in their home or has their home paid off. Look at this as an option. It's only an option. And I will say once again that reverse mortgages have evolved and changed so much throughout the years that kind of get rid of that negative mindset because it's not what it used to be.
So the thing that I'm hearing and what you're saying is what I like to tell every client that I've ever worked with is that your home, you're not spending your money when you're buying a home. You're moving it from one entity or investment bank account to another. And your home is a bank account. Now, that can be a pro and a con when you're talking about people that don't understand that liquidity. You don't want them going out buying boats, cars, RVs, and all that kind of great stuff, because then you are taking the money, you're spending it on something that's going to depreciate much faster than the home. Right. But when you're talking about taking the equity in your bank of your home and you're using it so that your income can continue so that you can grow your stability and your wealth, that's pretty awesome. That's an awesome opportunity.
I tell people, look at your home as an asset.
It is an asset.
And then look at a reverse mortgage as a financial tool.
And it's a vehicle. So if I were to come up to you and say, because this is the misnomer for most people, they don't really understand reverse mortgage. What myths would you bust for us with people that don't understand the new way reverse mortgage is done? What myths?
So the number one myth that I still get, and I'm going on my 12th year of doing reverse mortgage, the biggest myth that I still hear is, I don't want to do that loan because that's the loan where the bank owns my home. The bank doesn't own your home.
Right.
You are still on the loan. You are on title. If you decide to sell, let's say 5 years down the line, things get, back to normal, way before that, of course.
Yes.
But they still have the reverse mortgage in place. They can do three things. Still, they could sell the home and keep the remaining equity after that reverse mortgage is paid off.
Okay.
Or if it's upside down, which in some cases we don't know what the market's going to do. We don't have a crystal ball.
Right.
Let's just say at the time that they vacate the home, there is a balance higher than the value of the home at that time. On the FHA reverse mortgage, the HECM that I talked about, there's mortgage insurance that covers loss to the lender in the event that it goes upside down.
Wow. So it's like GAP, right? Like not really, but kind of. Okay.
You can use it. It's an insurance premium
protection.
It pays it pays that lender, so they're made whole in the end. It also protects the estate, so it doesn't attach to anything else that the homeowners have. If they have a second home, if they have a boat, if they have assets or investments, that is not touched. And it also protects the heirs. So in the event that there is a loss, the heirs are not responsible for that loss.
So when you say that, I have a good question myself on that. So if you had one of the original reverse mortgages a few years back, does that still translate, or does it have to be this new model?
So yes, I've seen one in the 12 years that I've been doing this that was not an FHA. It was, back when reverse mortgages had that bad stigma.
Yes.
Is because before FHA stepped in, banks could really create their own guidelines.
Right.
So if they got to a point where they reached the balance where the bank was all, okay, you reached your balance, you got to start paying us back. Or we're going to take your home or you're out. That's the myth that comes with the reverse mortgage still. So when
Okay.
you're using the FHA reverse mortgage, there
Right.
are protections, and those are the things that that mortgage insurance premium covers. It protects the lender, it protects the estate, and it protects the heirs.
So then we're going to, at the end of this, we're going to make sure that we're passing along your information as well, because I would love for the people listening or watching out there to be able to answer that question. If they or their family member had a previous type of a loan, you'd be happy to help them with that understanding?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay,
All I
great.
need to do is look at a statement and I can tell you what kind of loan it is. It's
Awesome.
an old one. Like I said, in one time in my lifetime that I've been doing this, I've seen one that
Okay.
was like, oh, this is sad.
Yeah.
But times have changed. There are
Awesome.
rules that the reverse mortgage borrower has to comply with in order for them to stay in the home, but they're not any different than if you had a regular loan. I mean, are you going to take care of your house? You have to maintain it.
Right.
Of course. You have to keep your property taxes and your homeowner's insurance paid on time. And you have to live in the home as your primary residence.
That was my question. So that's one of the biggest misnomers is people think that they can just reverse mortgage and go move somewhere else, but it does have to be your primary residence.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Absolutely. You can't do it on a rental or on investment property.
Right.
Now, if somebody does a reverse mortgage and they want to rent out a room, that's completely okay.
Yeah.
They can rent out rooms, and that's extra income for that borrower.
Right. Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
So what other key things do you think that we need to know right now in this very uncertain time for everyone? What type?
I'm gonna say not. I'm gonna keep it positive, and I'm gonna tell you that no matter what, that it's still a really good time to purchase a home.
I agree.
And I say that because you can use a reverse mortgage to purchase a home.
Yeah.
And a lot of people still don't know that.
Yeah.
So it's still a very good option. Keep that in the back of your mind. If you have cash buyers that, let's say they're looking for a home that's $500,000 and they were going to put all cash down, and right now where we're at, let's say they're in their 70s, put 50% down,
right?
Keep the $250 in cash for whatever's going to happen in our in our life right now,
right? And
move into that home with the reverse mortgage, so you're not having a principal and interest payment. Also, it's a kind of a win-win right now.
And those are the creative ideas that I like that you have, which is why you're our expert, because most people don't know. And so now when we're talking about the retired or the older age group that you need to be on in order to leverage this, on the internet, they're not really on the internet much. Some of them aren't. Some of them don't want to do that. So how with this pandemic are we handling working with these individuals? Is there anything special that your company's trying to reach out and do, or how are you handling it? How are you coping with that?
So I'm really handling it the way the client wants it to be handled.
I like hearing that. Yeah.
Let me just tell you, I took a loan application for the first time last week, and they didn't know what Zoom was. They're like, yeah, no, we're not very tech savvy. So I printed the package at the office. I highlighted the 70 pages of his signatures that they needed. And we FaceTimed with our phones. And I had the app package in front of me. So page by page, we were just turning it, and I was explaining every page to them as they signed. And then I went back over the weekend and picked up the package outside of their home.
Wonderful.
I want them to feel as safe and comfortable. And of course, I want to protect myself.
Yes.
I have my parents that are quarantining with me. So it's very important that I also follow the guidelines of where we're at. So I'm letting borrowers, I have some that have said, can we wait 2 weeks? Of course we can. I'm here for options, and I'm here for information. So I'm going to follow their lead and do things because we have to with this age clientele.
Right.
It's not about making the deal. It's about presenting options and information to them and then letting them make a financial decision that's going to benefit them and their certain situation.
Yeah. So in kind of wrapping things in a positive way, is one of the biggest things about just working with our team is that we, like you, that's why you're one of our partners, is our goal is what's best for the client. Our goal is servicing them in good times, bad times, whatever their need is. And it's not transactional.
Yeah.
So we're
Thank you.
extremely
Yeah.
excited. Yeah, we're super blessed to have you as a part of our team environment, and so that we can have folks reach out to you. I always feel comfortable sharing your information because I know that you're going to answer all their questions. You're not waiting for a paycheck at the end. You're literally really making sure that you're tuned into what's best for them. And
if it's not, I will be the first one to tell you, this is not a short-term loan.
Right.
This is not, there's fees involved with every loan. And this one, I always tell people, this is not a Band-Aid.
No.
I want you to make sure that this is either your last loan or somewhere where you're going to stay for at least 5 years for it to make financial sense. I don't want to do a loan where they're going to have to pay all these fees and then they're going to move a year down the line, unless they're going to lose their home. Unless it's
there you go.
Then I would say, okay, if you don't have a place to go and this is your only option, then let's do it. But knowing that they're going to move in a year, so the fees are going to be there.
And the neatest thing about working with folks that are in their retirement age or coming to it is you have to really be, as a provider, you have to be tuned into that's all of the money they have for the rest of their life. They're not 20 or 30 where they can rebuild their business or restart over at that point. And it is really important that the providers that work with that group of people understand that and look at it differently from someone who's just, maybe changing careers after 20 years and they're starting something else. So being conscious of that, being compassionate to that situation, and also giving them factual information that they can back up. So is there any other topics that you want to cover before we wrap? Anything you want to make sure you get out?
No, I think I covered enough. I don't want to over complicate things for people because this is a different type of loan. And so I always try to simplify it as best as it's their, what they're trying to learn from it, because it is a lot. When I talk to people, they're like, whoa, you gave me a lot of information. I'm like, that's only this much, but I just want them to know enough for them to get started. And then we move with the details later on when they realize, okay, you know what, this is the step I want to go. Then we get into the nitty gritty.
Got it.
But no, thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I appreciate you. I love you guys.
Yeah, we love you.
We absolutely love having you. And Liz is a very knowledgeable, but a lot of fun. And,
oh, man.
You'll enjoy working with her. We're going to have her on some of our open forums we're going to be doing. But please reach out to her. Her phone number will be included on this video, and we are really looking forward to some follow-up information. We'll do this again with her as things evolve in our business. So thanks again, Liz. You are amazing. Liz.andersen. Yes, American.
I appreciate you guys so much. And
we appreciate you.
See you guys in person.
Yes, very soon. So American Pacific Reverse Mortgage Group, we love you, Liz. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Have a great week.
Thanks. Great job.
Bye.